back to order at 7:45. I believe we have. Sure.
Several people have addressed the board, and they're welcome to do that. I would like to address the rest of us. I think we're guilty of the syndrome of somebody's goring my ox. Okay, so some people are very upset because their ox is being gored, and they can't see that the other side feels exactly the same way. I would remind us that this is the board's meeting. This isn't our meeting. They are doing us the courtesy, as I understand it, of allowing us to come up here and speak. And under previous boards, there was a 2-minute timer, and there was no leeway. So a lot of people have had a chance to come up and have their say, and I appreciate the board for showing us that courtesy. And I would encourage us that regardless of whatever transpires here for the rest of this meeting, that we keep in mind that there are good people on both sides of this issue, and we should not be we're going to vote you off because we disagree with you or whatever. And I've heard several comments made. I would caution us not to be polarized in that way. We have to believe that all 4 of these people are acting in good faith. And I would encourage us to believe that as we go forward with whatever. I don't know what's next. So thank you for your indulgence.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, the floor is
My
open.
name's Curtis Benham. Sorry.
So in executive session, we determined that we could not locate the standby bartender. You're going to have to drink at your houses, which I'm sure we all will do. Mine's 28 Colony Road. So the floor is open.
Do we want to nominate Chris Race again?
If there's a motion to be made,
That's a motion.
there's a motion on the floor to nominate Chris Race. I will second that motion. We'll open up discussion again.
I just have to say I don't think I was heard. I'm Chris Race. I listened to all sides of whatever's going on. I have not seen any documents on this variance that's happening. I don't know about the variance as far as the details. My job is to ask questions, learn about it, and then make a decision, and that's what I do. That's where I don't feel heard. Please, just get it over with.
The last thing I want is, really?
Yeah.
The last thing I want is for division. So, for the good of the fort, but I am not letting go of the variance. It will be revisited, and it can be voted on one way or the other with Unit 15 being able to weigh in, because I think that's appropriate. Because I think in the past we have made variances that will not, that we don't even talk to the people next door, and that's something we've already started to change when it affects the neighbor. So I will vote for Chris Race.
I don't believe we'll need any more discussion unless we have any other comments or comments from the membership. All in favor of appointing Chris Race to the Board of Directors to fill the vacancy left by Robert Mummy? All in favor? All opposed? All abstaining? One director abstains. Motion carries. Chris Race will be appointed to the Board.
Thank you, Lisa, for doing something that you've suffered over. I think if you really want to work this, we should get into Unit 15 and look at changing the CC&Rs in there if that's what the, if that's what the Unit 15 people want. If they don't want it, then it's not gonna happen. So, but that would put it at, sort of to rest about where this should go. But thank you.
Okay, I will now swear. Let's swear in. You're the one with experience at this. Please join us.
To you? There?
Over there by the microphone.
I, state your name,
I, Christine Race,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold and support
that I will uphold and support
the Declaration of Protective Restrictions,
the declarations of protective restrictions,
bylaws and regulations
bylaws, and regulations
governing the administration of Fort Park Springs.
governing the administration of Fort Park Springs.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will represent
that I will represent
the interests of the membership
the interests of the membership
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God. And that's
You good?
27, 627. 627.
Okay, please come by the office and join the misery tomorrow.
I've already been over
I
that.
know, I know. Thank you. All right, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for expressing your opinions, and we really appreciate your input as we work through these difficult situations. I hope that you have the confidence in this board, especially moving forward with Chris Race, that we can continue to govern you with the ability that we have, and that we can make the decisions that are going to make this a prosperous place moving forward. Look forward to seeing you all at the next meeting as well.
I just want to say one thing. Thank you very much for being so generous and conceding. I appreciate that. And I also, when y'all are working on the variances, if that unit wants you to, would you consider, if you're going to if you're going to keep the 5-year-old, can we make something about getting rid of the old ones? Like 30 years old, if they're 30 or after that, they should go. Or if they're 25, after that, whatever y'all come up with. Because you know what happens, they get vacant, they stay empty, nobody wants to live in them. And so it just goes on and on and trashes everything. So please, if you're gonna make changes, get rid of some of the old ones so we don't have to, as the people who pay our assessments, we're the ones that have to pay to move those out when they get deserted. And you know what a mess we have in 7 and 3 and all of that. So please, please, if you're gonna change them, make it age difference. 5 years old to 25 years old, something like that.
We'll definitely be considering all the opinions of the membership, and of course our attorneys, as we move through working through this. And we'll be diligent about working through this, especially this situation. Thank you.
Yeah, make a motion to close it, to go into executive session.
Second? Yes. Do a second. Second. All in favor? All right, we'll now adjourn to executive session. Thank you all for coming.
How long is your executive session going to take?
3 days. 3 or 4 days.
How long is this gonna take?